Never save money. That advice came from my grandfather. People always looked confused when he said it, but this is why he believed it. In a quiet farming town, there lived an old man everyone called lazy. He didn't have a job. Most days he sat under a wide oak tree in a broken wooden chair, staring at the road as if his future might walk toward him. He talked a lot about plans. "One day I'll open a small store," he'd say. "One day I'll buy land, cows. I'll earn money without breaking my back."
That one day never arrived. At first, people laughed at him. Later, they stopped laughing and simply felt sorry for him. His wife often shook her head and said, "Life doesn't run on dreams, it runs on effort." He would shrug and reply, "Something will work out." Years passed. Life didn't work out. One night, his grandson, thin, barefoot, and tired, stood beside him and whispered, "Grandpa, is there any bread?" The grandmother opened the cupboard. It was empty. The old man looked down at the floor. His chest felt tight. Dreams couldn't be eaten. Plans didn't stop hunger. That night, he didn't sleep. The next morning, swallowing his pride, he went to the fields looking for work, day labor. The sun was brutal. His back ached. His hands cracked and bled. By noon, sweat blurred his vision. He whispered to himself, "This feels like being chained." At night, he returned home exhausted and silent. Dinner was always the same, beans and 2 tortillas, never more. The boy once asked, "What did they pay you today, Grandpa?" The old man looked at the few bills in his hand. "Not much, but it's something." But the money never stayed. Medicine took it, food took it, unexpected problems took it. Every week, the same cycle. Work came, money disappeared. One afternoon at the village store, he overheard men talking loudly. "The secret is saving," one said. "If you save money, you're safe." Those words stuck. That night, the old man found a large glass jar and hid it under the bed. Each week, after buying only the bare minimum, he dropped coins inside. Clink. That sound gave him hope. One day, his grandson found the jar. "What's this, Grandpa?" The old man smiled. "Our future." Saving was painful. He didn't buy new shoes when his old ones fell apart. Food portions grew smaller. Hunger became familiar. One night, the grandmother finally said, "What good is saving if we're starving?" He replied quietly, "One day you'll understand." Months passed. The jar filled. One morning, he took it to the market and placed the money on the counter. "I want 3 sacks of corn." The seller counted, shook his head, and said, "Prices went up. This gets you 1 sack and half." The old man froze. "Money loses value," the seller added calmly. That night, the old man poured the money onto the table and counted it again and again. It never grew. The boy asked softly, "So what's the point of saving, Grandpa?" The old man had no answer. Days grew darker. Hunger stayed. One morning, sitting on the porch, he noticed something. Neighbors passed by calmly. One carried eggs. Another carried bottles of milk. They weren't rich, but they weren't afraid. Suddenly, he remembered something the boy once said, almost as a joke. "What if we had chickens?" This time, the old man listened. He took the last of the money and bought a few thin chickens. When he released them into the yard, the boy laughed and ran after them. "Our egg factory!" the boy shouted. At first, they found 1 or 2 eggs a day. They ate some, they sold some. With the money, they bought another chicken. The old man began writing everything in a small notebook. Every egg mattered. Soon, the yard was alive with noise. Neighbors came to buy eggs. For the first time, work felt meaningful. One afternoon, the old man held an egg and said to his grandson, "This is worth more than a jar of money. It feeds us, it grows, it doesn't lose value. The boy hugged him. So, you're not lazy anymore? The old man smiled, his eyes wet. No, my child, I finally learned. The jar stayed forgotten under the bed. And whenever someone talked about saving money, the old man pointed to the chickens and said, saving money is like holding water in your hands. It always slips away. Make your money work, even if you start small. That's how the man once called lazy learned the greatest lesson of his life. Never just save money. Make it grow.